What's up? What's up? Microphone check. Microphone check. Let's see if there's audio on YouTube. There is, and let's see if there's audio on Twitch. There is. Okay, we're good to go. We're very good to go. Maybe adjust the camera just a bit. Yeah. It's a little bit chilly right now in Warsaw. Even though I had Southern Exposition, it is still a bit chilly. So let's quickly open up the screen capture. Yay! We're live and we're ready. I still don't like my angle. Or maybe I just don't like my face. I don't know. Yeah, so what's up, y'all? It's a nice Sunday morning. My name is Ada. I'm a professional game developer. And I've been so for 9 years and 5 months, something like this, almost 10 years. And these whole streams are dedicated to learning game development, and from my position, learning all the missing spots, all the blind spots that I don't know regularly. On a day-to-day basis, I work as a gameplay programmer. So it means that I suck at just pure design. It means I suck at, for example, tech art. I suck at rendering or art in general, right? So I've been thinking, to stream my endeavor of trying to get better at this and also get better at streaming. One day arriving at code streams to explain a couple of things. But now I have this long series. This is another episode in that series. Connected to game design, when I'm learning about how to properly design primary actions within a video game. Primary actions meaning kinda like in Donkey Kong or Mario, what's the basic action that you do? You move around and you jump. And it feels fine from the get-go. And I've been schooled on this long time ago by some senior developers that when you are making a game, first concentrate on making the prototype of your primary action. If that feels good, you already have a way better journey ahead of you. And I have full notepads, notebooks, Google Docs, what have you, of ideas for video games. But all of them were concentrating more on the plot, setting, characters. And when I was describing what you do in the game, it was very like superficial. Because paper accepts everything, right? But when I sat down more than once just to start implementing any of the idea, it turns out, holy shit, I don't have the basic gameplay down. I don't. Not at all. I don't know even how to start without just flat out copying other game, right? And that also didn't seem cool because it always felt like the idea that I'm trying to copy and remix is always too huge. It's always like, yeah, let's make a game like GTA or Civilization or this and that. And it turns out, shit, in order to even test out my slight little remix of an idea, I need to code for like 6 years and I have 300 people on staff to test the idea. And then it would turn out that the idea is shitty and you gotta deliver the game. That's not something that I kind of want to do. So I decided to learn about this primary action business and how to be a better designer. I know that I can code gameplay in C++, but what about coming up with ideas for gameplay? So that's where my master plan comes in about how to learn the game design and the primary action business. I decided to create a game context for me as if I was creating a video game. And I wanted to start simple and kinda in the vacuum. My game will be about shooting arrows from a bow, which doesn't seem that exciting, right? At the beginning. But that's the baseline that I'm trying to start with. And from the get-go, I decided to box myself in by allowing myself to do certain things and completely not allowing myself to do others. For example, this game won't be a first-person shooter, fast-paced, no, none of that. It's not movement-based, it's not archery simulation, all of those things, these things, and now oh, it works. None of these things crossed out because it would steer me too much into the direction of just copying the games that I know, without me actually using my brain muscle to come up with ideas, test them out, iterate on them until they are fun, or discard them and jump on the other idea. So I decided that this game will be more arcadey in mind, way slower than fast-paced first-person shooter. I am using first-person template from Unreal, but it's just because it's easier to test out stuff with that template. I don't have to deal with like third-person animation blueprint. And just like in Mario, your jumping around and moving changes the world state, kills enemies, flips switches, etc. Here, shooting arrow from a bow, that act is the one that is supposed to be changing the state of the world. This is the tool that you're using to complete the goal of a game. And it would be cool if all of those activities had co-op in mind. That the game will be able to accommodate for at least 2 players locally, right? Or over the network, whatever. It is a soft requirement because if it will be good single player, I'm also happy with the fact that I set out to do something and achieved it, right? I also divided it into 4 phases. First one is the MVP, which is minimum viable product. I don't remember who first came up with this shortcut. But the idea is that you need to test out your most simplest bare-bone version of your idea, and if it's fun then it will only be better. It will only be better. You are building on solid foundations. In the case of Mario and Donkey Kong, it will be moving left and right and jumping. If that doesn't feel right, it sucks. In the case of first-person shooter like Apex Legends or Halo or Call of Duty, if you are shooting at the wall or in the air, if it's not fun already, then you don't have a solid base. If it is a racing game, if just driving around without race track, without any bells and whistles, just driving the car around, if that doesn't feel fine, you shouldn't even go further with the game, right? So my minimum viable product phase consists of a couple of questions that I answered. I had to deliver the affirmative answer to. And they were, is it fun to shoot in the air? And I did that. At the wall, at stationary target, at moving target, and shooting at stationary target and moving target from various distances. It took a little bit longer time to get there because I thought that, well, shooting at stationary target from afar will be given, it will work already, and I will have to figure out some cool gameplay mechanic to shoot targets with my bow and arrow that don't look like bow and arrow because it's all placeholdery assets, that shooting at the stationary target will be simpler from the close distance. No, sorry, that it will be harder from the close distance, and I will have to come up with some cool gameplay design for that. And from afar, it's a given. It turns out it was the other way around. That was the first thing that I had to learn, that no, shooting at the targets super close to you, you don't require any additional mechanics for that. I don't even need a crosser. It is so easy to shoot them. From afar, I had to rebalance all of my variables, rebalance all of the shooting, etc, etc. But in the end, I got there. I was able to shoot at the air, shoot at the wall, shoot at the stationary target, and at moving targets from various distances. And in its bare bone form, I was able to achieve simple fun, which means, okay, I have the foundation to build up from there. Now, we are in the second phase of toy making, when I treat this whole game context as a toy box. And I'm just creating and throwing toys into this box as much as I can. The idea here being, okay, the idea here is, to use a metaphor, if I had an action figure and I created it in such a way that I can transform it into a cube, I have the MVP of a transformer. Now, I'm thinking about how to change this action figure into a plane, into a car, into a gun, into a tank. How to create all those cool transformers, right? That's the similar thing here. Or when you are a kid and you are trying to have fun, you approach your toy box, and if you have only 2 toys, yeah, you will have fun. But if you have 15, you can start placing them around, acting out scenarios, etc, etc. And while being in that phase, I'll be asking myself constantly, do I have enough toys to craft a sequence of events that will be cool to enact, right? Sequence making is the third phase that I haven't got to yet. Basically, it means, hey, I have a goal in mind. In order to get to this goal, I have to do a couple of things. For example, I have this destructible wall. I have to shoot my arrow through the flame at the bomb. The bomb will attach itself to the flaming arrow, igniting the trigger mechanism for bomb. Then all of that will still be flying with the projectile, attaching itself to the wall. 3, 2, 1, boom! The whole wall explodes, right? These kind of cool sequences as obstacles for the player to overcome. This is what I will be aiming at with my toys. And truth be told, the lines between the second and the third phase will be motherfucking blurry, because I'll be always trying to come up with some cool sequence with the new toy that I created. And the last phase of this whole series will be scenario making. If I have enough toys to craft enough sequences, can I make a one scenario, one level, playable? Will it be something that is worthy of attention? Will it play fun? Will the player know what they are supposed to do in the level, etc, etc? I will be having my friend Barabash, who declared publicly here on stream that he will arrive to my house. He'll be playing it with all the placeholder graphics, with all the shitty animations, etc. And we'll be live streaming the feedback to it. The feedback that I expect will be, it is shitty in the sense of art. Of course, everything will be, the whole level will be made out of gray boxes and shit. There will be maybe some small seed of what is like the fantastical context of the game. There will be lots of bugs. Maybe some things might be a little bit frustrating here and there, but the reaction that I'm hoping for is, okay, it is in this rough state because it's a prototype of a prototype of a prototype, but I can see how it could be made into a full game. Or I had fun shooting at this thing, or that idea was kinda neat. It played not that well, but it was kinda neat, right? if that's where we end up with, I will say that I finished this exercise of primary action learning. I built some muscle, and we'll see if I will be ending this exercise at this moment, because the question will be, do I have enough to eventually start the pre-production if I want it of this game? Of course, I don't plan right now to have a full production of a game being streamed here on Twitch and YouTube. But you know, if the answer to the question of do I have enough material that if I had money and time, I could start working on this game, then I finished this. And the feedback will be, no, it's superbly shitty, none of this makes sense, I cannot make ifs and buts, I cannot find my way around the game, I don't understand what is expected of me, I don't know how to deal with any of the obstacles. That's the feedback that I will get from Barabbas. That means it's back to the drawing board, analyzing the video of our feedback and gameplay session, and tweaking it. And then inviting him again, maybe some other friend, to play this shit. That's the master plan. But I've been talking enough about master plan for 19 fucking minutes. Let's go into the Unreal actually. What do we have? Let's do a quick recap because I don't remember myself. Whoa. I forgot about that. Yeah, we have an enemy that can follow us. If we shoot him, he changes color. Everything that I shoot either changes color or breaks to give me the feedback of shooting. I can just shoot my arrows like this, and I have particles. This is a bouncy arrow that bounces off of things. I can hold my aim button to increase the power of shoot. I balance the shooting in such a way that shooting from 75 meters at the stationary target should require you to have a full power. Should require you to charge full power, but you don't have to aim above. You don't have to take the projectile arc into the account. You just aim at the target and it will for sure hit from that distance. But from 150 meters distance, which is there, you are required not only to fully charge your bow, but also aim it higher and take the falling trajectory of a projectile into the account in order to hit it. I balanced this. You can hit this enemy, right? And I have couple of arrows. I have regular straight arrow. I have the arrow that can enlarge objects. If you shoot it 3 times, the object disappears. I have shark arrow. And yeah, one of the things that you could do with the bouncy arrow that I have equipped right now is, for example, I could require player to shoot at this block, but it is blocked. We don't have access to stand in front of it, right? So I can just aim here and try to use my bouncy arrow in order to hit it, right? These type of things. And on the last stream, I also implemented stars that you can shoot at. And I don't know why physics are being this wonky. It is something to debug. But yeah, you can collect stars in this game. These were stars. They are breaking on impact. The only way to collect those stars is with shooting. And I want to add ability to gather coins just so you can have the primary objective in this game, like a collect-a-ton, right? Collect all the stars in the level and coins and you will be golden, right? Just to give you the excuse to fuck around in the level. So what we will be doing today with this concept? Let's get back in to my trusty paint. And let's paint something. Well, I kind of want to finish up with the coins. So we'll be able to collect coins. I want to, but I don't know if I want to do this on today's stream. So in general, I want to implement some coins. I want to implement some cleanups, because right now it's getting harder and harder to develop. Oh my god. You know what the funny thing about parents is? They always know when to message you or call you. And whenever it is not a good time to call you. That's one sure thing about parents. They will call you always in the worst possible time. But when you are free and ready to talk, they will never call you. And if you call them, they are in the worst time. And you are the son that always knows when to call. So, do a little bit of cleaning up in my blueprints, because it's been getting harder and harder to add more arrow types. Or should I say bow types, because that's where my mind is going, that I want to implement different bow types, because there might be changes in how input works. Doom, doom. And the third thing that I kind of want to do, and I've been thinking about, is, well, I can come up with lots of arrows that the player can shoot, right? But, and that's a big but, what if we turned player into a projectile? What do I mean by that? Well, kinda in a cartoony way. Imagine if we had a big bow and the character himself would get inside of that bow, charge it, and shoot himself out, whee, from that bow. From that bow, in order to get into some far place. And here he is, being happy, giving us a thumbs up. Giving us a thumbs up. Doesn't look like a thumbs up, whatever. But basically, what if we could, you know, shoot ourselves from the bow to get into far place? And that's when I thought, first of all, if it was a, you know, real game and it will be third person, 100% the animation of shooting your character, getting inside of the bow and shooting himself out of his own bow would be funniest fucking thing ever. Kinda like in Dragon Ball, Master Assassin Tao Pai Pai was cutting the lock, throwing it and jumping on it, and that was the way to traverse the world for him, right? It is a stupid similar thing like this, that you get into the bow and you shoot yourself, not yourself as you shoot the arrow towards yourself. No, you use yourself as an arrow and shoot it as if you were shooting yourself out of a catapult or something. So that's the funny thing that I kind of want to do here. It will be kind of involved, but I'm afraid it might require a little bit of cleanup. So coins I can always implement. It could go for the next stream, whatever. It doesn't matter. But the cleanup might be needed right now in order for me to have an easier time implementing shooting myself out of the bow. Yep. So, let's do this little bit of cleanup. I don't want to bore you too much with it. So let's quickly see how we could do this. Because the way it is done in the first person template with Unreal is that you have this weapon component and it's actually a skeletal mesh component with some input data in it and lots of variables in it, etc, 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 which is not fun. I don't like when the cosmetics and the game logic are in the same exact class, but whatever. This game is not being shipped in that moment, so for the prototype's sake, yeah, I'm not creating the whole equipment system and inventory system. But what I want to do is clean this mess up, because right now these are the functions of the basic bow with all the charging and stuff, but the way I used to change the types of arrow that I was shooting was here. And it's all cool and dandy if I only want to shoot specific arrows and not change the way the input works, right? But for example, I think in order to shoot at, to be able to measure the distance that I will be covering while, catapulting myself out of my own bow, I need to have a little bit different input. Input for aiming and then input for confirming my launch, right? And the aiming input, instead of just doing nothing, like in this case, or starting charge, it should start to trigger Niagara system that will be showing our path. It will be showing our path that we will be using, our trajectory of our flying through the world, right? And right now, to do this, I would have to do a lot of stupid fuckery here, and I would render this blueprint completely unusable. It is almost in unusable state, at least here. So my idea is that instead of constantly swapping, arrow types here, we will be swapping the whole bow types. The way it works is that we have a pickup bow that we can just, overlap. And that's how our weapon is being added, right? Into the game. Into our character. And I remember I hacked away that this whole bow component is being added to us from the get-go. Yeah, it was in first-person character. So yeah, that's where I'm adding the bow component to here, right? Which is not ideal. So I want to treat this bow component as a base. This will be the base that works with shooting, but if I want to create another bow, and that will be, I don't know how to even call it, catapult bow or something, the one that you will be launching yourself with, I will have to override some of these input methods, some of the other inputs, etc, etc, without destroying this whole freaking thing. So let's just do this. First of all, we need to change a little bit the way that we add this bow component, or the way we do anything really. The first thing we should change is the inputs. We should add input swapping. For example, I want to have a regular bow with one and my cannon bow. That's how we will call it. No, it's a bad name because it. Yeah, because it makes you think you will be shooting cannonballs out of bow, but you are using your bow as a cannon that you are catapulting yourself with. Catapult bow, whatever. I'll find the name in a second, but some kind of way to swap between bows, right? And that's how we will do it with the input. Let's go into here and here. Input, we have our weapons input and default input. From what I remember, our bow at the beginning adds mapping context, yes. This might be a little bit harder than I thought. So maybe instead of working on swapping right now, let's just create a new bow. Bow component. Let's create a child blueprint class, and we call this catapult bow component. Okay, let's keep the naming convention here. Now we have our catapult bow. In order to signify if we actually changed it, how about if we change the material for that shit? Our current material is this, and let's change it to what the fuck I did. Do we have a color here? Yes, we have body color as a param. Great, that's what I want, because I will be creating material instance out of this shit. First person catapult bow, and I should be calling it mi if it is an instance. And let's make the color of it, what the fuck am I doing? That's what I wanted. Orangey, something like this, right? Saving package, great. So now our bow catapult will be having this color, and to see if we did succeed with swapping, at BP bow catapult component. And if we see after hitting play the okay. Access none, trying to read property star field. I have no idea what that was. Whatever. Yeah, new editor window. That's how I want it. And now we know that we have our new bow in here. Now, what do we also need in order to prototype this stuff? Like I said, we need a little bit of changes with the inputs, because right now I will be having both fire input and aim input. So let's go into our inputs. Maybe let's duplicate IMC weapons and call it catapult. Yeah, catapult. That's how we'll be calling it. And here are input actions, so we will create an input action called catapult aim. It is a bad name, but I don't have better right now. And catapult shoot. Why am I doing this? Because when we will be swapping weapons, swapping bows, we will be also swapping the aiming the input context. So the game will register that, okay, these inputs are no longer valid. Even if we press them by accident, none of the fuckery will happen, right? That's the idea here. So let's look at those. They are just regular triggerable. This is input catapult aim. That will be changing it from released to pressed. We want to react on pressing, not on release. And with the catapult shoot, yeah, we can act on released. And this is my catapult, and we are changing catapult shoot to left mouse button and right gamepad trigger. Everything is completely Correct. And now, where the hell is it? Catapult aim is here, but the buttons are a little bit different because here it will be right mouse button, and here no. Oh my god! I wanted to click gamepad right, left trigger. Oh. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Yep. And that is our context, input context. And just as we saw here in the event begin play, we are doing all of this shit, right? The way I would change that is I would create a new event here, custom event, and call it setup inputs. And I will unlink this, and I will be calling setup inputs in here instead. And you will see in a second why am I doing it this way. Because then I can do this. And if I had to do something very specific with the inputs, I could just override this function in my child blueprint class. But I will do also one better. I will be promoting it to variable, calling bow input mapping context. That's the way we go. And thanks to that, in my catapult bow, I can just go here, bow input mapping context, I can just swap it out to catapult. And now it will work out. In order to make sure that it will work out, I just need to go with the enhanced input actions, implement them, and you will see that it is working out. And none of this shit will be triggered. Or at least that's how I expect it to be. Even think I might unhook, because from what I remember it is all dedicated to showing the charge. We are not charging here, so to hell with this. Enhanced input action. Wait, what? How do you do this? I kind of forgot. How do you do? Do you go like this? Yeah, you do. You just go like this. We can go like this. And just like in our base bow component, we can just react on triggering, right? And we will just print string catapult shoot if we did this, and catapult aim if we are aiming. Catapult aiming start. I need to think about that, because I want to also react on aim starting and aim turning off, right? So let's get back to business. Down. How will we do this? Trigger fires once input has remained. Blah blah blah. Hold and release. Press this when it is being pressed. And I also want to know when we turned off. I think we need another input action. So let's get back here. Let's cancel this input. Let's change the name of catapult aim. Catapult aim start. Aim end. And we will just add another input mapping in here. Maybe we could also move it like down. Or move this one up. Why I cannot move? Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter at all. Ah, because I misclicked. Yes. Aim end, and this will be the exact input. Right mouse button. And what the hell did I click? And gamepad left trigger. But the thing is that this input, catapult aim end, will be triggering on release. That one is on release. Yeah, and I think we got it. Let's get back to our new bow. We have our inputs. This one is triggered. And also. And it should print those things into a level. And it doesn't. And now we get to debug why. Why none of this worked. Let's see, blueprint runtime error. This is something connected with my stars, so that's not a thing. It should add exactly this. We have our bow component. Why is not begin play being called? Let's print hello if our begin play is being called. It is. But our input doesn't work. I love that shit. That's the prime game development shit. Something easy was supposed to take you 5 minutes and work, and it doesn't. What the flying fuck? Okay, here I don't need anything. I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this especially. I don't need this window. Let's clean up here. Mushroom arrow. Player throwing target. I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this at this moment. Okay, this is the manageable thing. But it seems like none of the inputs work actually. Setup inputs. What the hell is going on? Do we even call it here? Yeah, and what is the mapping context? Class unknown? What the flying fuck? IMC weapons, and here it's supposed to be IMC catapult. What the hell? Why do you not do this? But if I swap out to my regular bow, does it work? Yep, it does. I can shoot. But if I'm swapping here, none of my prints work. So I fucked up something on the input side. What did I mess up? It is IMC catapult. Did I mess up something here? Not really, it's just a regular ass. Just a regular ass input component. Input mapping context, sorry. I am a dumb motherfucker right now. What am I doing wrong? Let's print the name of that stuff. Let's see what is happening here. Something mysterious is happening here. Because for some reason, it doesn't print the name. And if we swap our bow component, it prints something is wrong with IM. First of all, I have a spelling error here, catapult. Okay, I'm willing to accept that. What did I do wrong here? It contains just shoot and start bow charge and nothing else. There's nothing special in here. But for some reason, when it tries to set up this, it doesn't have, it cannot print the name of it. Like, it doesn't understand my overriding of this. What the fuck? And if I put IMC weapons in here, then it works. If I put our new catapult, it still shows IMC weapons. Why? Ah, yes, because I haven't changed the type of bow that I'm using here. It does nothing. Let's once again try IMC weapons. It just doesn't work. Why? The begin play is being called here, and then the begin play is being called here, and I know that it is being triggered because that happens. It tries to call this setup input, but for some reason it doesn't know what the fuck that is, even though the value here is catapult. That's some mysterious ass shit. Is valid? Let's see if it is even valid. Actually, no, I want to print this. And yes. What am I doing here wrong? That's some mysterious ass shit. No, I don't need the display name anymore. Print, not valid. This song, jestem w dupie, which in English means I'm in the ass, literally, properly it should be translated, I'm fucked, always comes on in inappropriate times, and this is an appropriate time because I am fucking up royally and I don't see why. For some reason in child component it just doesn't see. It cannot read the value that I set up on that shit. Wow. Even if I change it into something that it should know, a default value, it tells me that it is not valid mapping input context. Wow. That is fucking fascinating that it works like this. And I don't really know how to do it. Why it does have this problem. The funny thing is if I put catapult in here, right, and a base, it will work. Wow. It cannot work out at all. Wow. For some reason, the parent function of setup inputs, when it is trying to add mapping context and it is trying to take this value from a child blueprint, it's fucked up. But the funny thing is, if I do it with any other value, it would work out. For some reason, input mapping context doesn't work out. Shit, I don't know why. Either it is my fault or editor's fault. But whatever. I can just, override the function of setup inputs. And I can just repeat what they did here, or what I did here. And I can just do it here. And yep. Instead of doing it like this, I can just select catapult in here. And I don't have to do anything like this. And it works, right? Catapult should, start aiming, end aiming, all of my prints work. But why the fuck overriding the variable in the child blueprint component doesn't work for input mapping context? I have no idea. It might be either editor bug or some kink that I'm not aware of. Wow, I wish I had C++ code for that so I could debug it, because it's fascinating to me. But we're not here to fuck spiders, as Australian says. I'm not Australian, but I heard that's what they say. When it comes to English, Australians have the best swears. We're not here to fuck spiders. I love this stupid shit. They have the best swears in English. But Polish have the best swears ever. You can say in English, fuck, shit, god damn it, motherfucker. It sounds powerful, but nothing sounds as powerful as kurwa ja pierdolę. That's the most powerful goddamn shit. To other game developers, if you want to make your character sound powerful, make him swear in Polish. If he'll be screaming kurwa, now he sounds powerful, right? Instead of fuck. I love Polish swears. Okay. What I was doing, I kinda lost track of it. Yeah. We cleaned up a little bit so I could just work on my new bow type that will try to shoot the character out of the goddamn self, in a way. Yeah. What should we start with first? Showing Niagara path, or... Yeah, I think we should first know where are we aiming with our shoot before we implement shooting. I think it would be nice. Yes, let's play with that. So in order to do this, we need Niagara with the specific scratch pad. I will post a link to you because there's a guy that does it greatly. He's called Game Wizard, from what I remember. And this guy is awesome. Game Wizard, yes. And he's showing how to do this. And we will do it the same way he did it. It's kind of simple, really. So, first of all, let's create in our primary action folder in cosmetics. We should put it. It is a function of a bow, so I will put it in a bow. And let's create FX Niagara emitter first. And we will start with the empty. Yes. And we will call it Niagara emitter projectile path, really. And maybe let's turn off all of the visualization in here because we might not see our projectile correctly in here. How did we turn that shit off? I kind of forgot. Window preview scene settings. Yes. Let's turn off show environment and let's pick black color for our stuff, right? First of all, we need in particle spawn, it was beam, spawn beam. Here we don't need sprite renderer, we need ribbon renderer, from what I remember. And we also need beam with it. And do we need anything else? Am I forgetting something? Yes, of course we need color. Yeah, it can be white, whatever. Do we need anything more in here, like from the basic stuff? I don't really remember. It would be cool to have maybe there was, yes, beam emitter setup. Yes, that's another thing. We can set up beam end into like 200 into the left. I'm missing something. I know I'm missing something. Spawn burst instantaneous. Yes, we need some spawn. Yes, and we also, there was something. Yes, update beam. And we don't see anything. And why we don't see anything? We have our default ribbon material. We should have seen just something. Why do we not have anything? I don't know, 100? No, nothing works. Initialize particle, direct set, blah blah blah, color. Color is white, so it's okay. Update beam, it is there. Should we have like a different? No. I don't understand. We can also maybe... Oh, I am a dumb motherfucker. Yes, of course. When I was spawning only one particle, how it could create a ribbon to render for me. We need at least 10, maybe even 100, right? Yes, of course, of fucking course. And we also want to have our own... Yeah, we can save it. We also want to have our own material. Jestem w dupie. Nie, znowu jestem w dupie. Let's create material. Projectile path. And first of all, material domain is... Wait. What should you have? Particle color is the first thing, but I know that I'm missing something. I was god damn, I don't remember. For particle color, not base color. Ah, yes, because we need emissive. Of course, we need goddamn emissive. From what I remember, right? Yeah, I think so. Okay. Nothing on the chat, okay. Let's get back to this shit, right? Now let's use our projectile path. We can change the color of that stuff to be like, I don't know. If we have orange gun, we should be really doing this. You know what? I wanna add emissive multiplier here. So multiplier, and adaptation inverse. That's how I kind of want to do this. And two multipliers. Let's go with this and this. Then let's go with this, and then hook it up to emissive color. That's how I want to do it. An emissive multiplier, default value, let it be 1. And I will be creating, of course, material instance out of that. Catapult path. And let's make it 100. And let's see how it will look here once we choose the MI catapult path. Now we're talking. That's what we're talking about. Okay, so another thing that we need, we want to add our own, and I think it goes here, our own scratchpad, which I kind of forgot, new scratchpad or module, right? And we will be calling it, where can I put the new name of that shit? Ah, here, of course. Projectile path points, or I could just call it points. Ah, no. Update projectile path points. Yes, and we require a new, we cannot add new user parameter here, but can we add it here? Ah, it's in the system. Okay, whatever. So we will be adding here, make new, actually it will be a vector. And we'll call it positions, right? Because the idea here, just to explain a quick idea of that, is that we will be constantly feeding this Niagara system positions of our path. Let me maybe break out. This is the ground, right? We'll be here and we want to show this trajectory of our projectile. This whole arc will be divided into a couple of points, and these points are our positions of rendering of ribbon. So we want to render our ribbon between these positions, and we need to get those positions and set their value, really. That's what we'll be doing, feeding this Niagara system these positions of our projectile arc. So, without further ado, ribbon link order, and we messed up with this because it should be can I just change it into vector of vectors, array of vectors? How do you change it into array? That's what I want to know, because that's okay. Remove pin. Vector array, that's what I need. Yes, I messed that up. Positions, right? Are you kidding me? Okay. It shouldn't exist, but whatever. I can just delete this, change the name of that. Thank you. And can I re-under? Can I move it up? Move pin up, thank you. And now we need to make sure that the correct aligned position will be set with the correct ribbon link order, right? So what we will do here is we will take the length of this array. This is the whole length of the array. We will, it doesn't work that way, multiply it by our ribbon link order, floor it, and this is the index of the position that we should be using in order to set the position of our particle, right? So now we will do this and this. Get. This is our index. Am I correct? I don't think I am correct. Let me quickly launch the... Yeah, it's not correct. Remove pin. I need particle. Particle. What the flying? I need particle position. No such thing exists. What the? How is it called then right now? Yes, I'm just goddamn, yeah. Yeah, let's just add this. Yep. Vector to position. It will change automatically, and I think we're done. This is our scratch pad, and the way it will work out here is that it won't work out. But why? Why? What is happening here? Why is it not visible as an input? It is an array of vectors. So, what the fuck?
What is this?
What did I mess up? What did I mess up that I cannot input my vector? Q2P asks, what genre? Genre is arcadey. Arcadey shooting from a bow. Something like this. And for some reason I cannot. It should be before update beam, most probably. And I cannot compile save. Why can't I input my variables in here? What the flying fuck? What was the reason? It should just show the vector array. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong that I cannot change this? Projectile path positions array. I don't know, maybe the name is forbidden or something. Maybe it shouldn't be an input, but it should be an input. It should be an input. And tooltip, whatever, advanced display in overview stack. Yeah, sure. Edit condition. I should always be able to do it. And for some reason I cannot. Why? Q2P says, I never made a game, but I'm thinking of making an escape puzzle game. First person. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Escape room puzzle game. First person. So you're thinking kinda like the Zero Escape series or something like this? Or a completely different idea? Without any visual novel part, just, hey, you have an escape room, you're first person, you're just walking around, trying to figure out how to break out of it. Lots of interactions with little things in the room. What would be your approach? While I'll be trying to debug why my scratchpad. Oh, I needed to click apply. That's the regular stuff in game development. You worked out the whole logic. You're wondering why doesn't it work, right? And then it turns out you had to click apply. 30 minutes ago. Yeah. Let's add a couple of mole elements in here and let's make it in Z, maybe 100. 200 and 300 and no, this one in 0 and this 100 and 200. Sync GPU to CPU. Yeah, maybe. Whatever. Max elements doesn't apply here. Compile. And it doesn't work. And now we have to think about why it doesn't work once again. It should have worked. Did I mess something up in this setup? Not really, I think. What did I do wrong in here? Okay, maybe let's delete this. Maybe I messed up the stack or something. Maybe it should be the last thing. Oh yes, it should, of course. Because I'm setting, yes, the error was here. I was updating the whole beam at the end, which meant whatever in whatever way I'm changing my system beforehand, it will be overridden by update beam. So it needed to be the last. Okay, so 200 or maybe 100. Yes, 100, and let's add another element and we will see how it will be kind of bending. It should be bending at least. Yeah. It's bending. It's showing the projectile path. And if we go even further, it is bending in a weird freaking way. Yeah, the first position is 0. And this, I want to be like this. And now it doesn't make any lick of sense, I'll be honest. Oh, that's funny. Maybe it should be, no, it should still go forward to the right, but it should start getting back to like 200 on z-axis. Why does it work in this weird way? And now 400 and 100. That's not the correct path. That's not the correct arc at all. Maybe I messed something up. Yeah. Okay, so we have something right now. Let's create a system. The whole Niagara system. Can I just create Niagara system? Yes. And it will be called Niagara system projectile path. And what we need to do here is to add user parameters. Vector array. I cannot type for shit. And call it projectile path positions. Projectile path positions. Okay, and now this is our parameter. I don't remember if we have to do something in here, but we need to do this, expand this, and link inputs like this. And now we should be able to see that our user parameters are working out. Yep. Look at this beautiful arc. Whoa, we could do really crazy things with this. 150, 150. I wonder why is it like bending in this weird freaky way. Oh, maybe like 75. Yeah, because I input the freaky value, so it bends in a freaky way. Yep, but we can see now that we have this thing working out, really. And also, we have 100 inputs. If I turn it into 10, it will be a little bit less, so etc, etc, etc. Q2P. If you're thinking about making an escape room puzzle game, first person, I would probably recommend Godot to start things with. Not Unity, because they have weird license that they messed up royally last year or this year. I don't remember exactly when, but it was completely messed up, and me and other developers lost faith in Unity. So I wouldn't also recommend, if you never made a game, Unreal, because the entry point might be super hard for you, unless you have like C++ background or something like this, or other engineering background. I would recommend Godot for your first try with the making a video game, escape room puzzle game. Okay, we have that. Now, our catapult bow will have... Oh my god, I forgot that this is a component and component cannot have component. What? Okay, so we will be adding Niagara system component. Yes, we'll be adding it. How great we are. That's kind of how we approach stuff, right? Attach component to component, yeah. Oh, it's even more messed up because I need to attach create the component and then attach the component to component. Ah, it is messy, but whatever. It is just a prototype. It doesn't need to be pretty. Okay, okay. So. Attach, Niagara, spawn, system attached. That's what we want to do. And is this system looping? Please tell me. Yes, it is infinite on 5-second loop duration. That's great. That's what we want. The system template, of course, is NS projectile path. And the component that we'll be attaching it to is this, actually. And attach point should be, if we look into our bow, it should be our muzzle. That's the name of our socket, so we will be using that shit. Boom, 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 boom. Where the hell are we? Here. Muzzle. Snap to target. Yeah, I want to snap to target. Do not activate yet. I will be telling you when to activate, and yeah, and I want to save the reference to this. It's my projectile path Niagara. That's great. Okay, so when we will be aiming, I want to show it. There is a node called predict projectile path. Oh, there's a new one, advanced. Ooh, that's something cool. Let's use that. What can you do here? Oh my god, it's some weird... Okay. Predict projectile path by trace channel. Yeah, maybe let's use that. Although it doesn't take into the account gravity. No, it does take into the account gravity. That's a cool node because you can just input values in here and it will output your path positions. So you can hook it up to your Niagara. First things first, we want to be turning that off. All of the prints, debug prints, we don't need them anymore because we know that the input is working. When we'll be starting to aim, let's activate our Niagara. And when we're stopping the, of course, maybe before we activate, let's check if it does exist, if nothing killed it in the meantime. We can just reset it each time. Now, on the ending, we'll be deactivating our Niagara. Deactivate. Of course, right? And now we will be on tick, event tick, let me drag it here. We'll be trying to predict our path. And let's see how where we launching our actor. How we were doing it. When we were pressing the shoot, aim trace was happening, which is just basically using a trace to determine what is the end point of our aiming. Then we were calculating our charge velocity, which is something that we also will be doing here. And that was our velocity in local space. And we were spawning our projectile in the place of muzzle with a little bit of offset. And yeah, that's what we have been doing. Setting the local velocity space based on our charge duration. For now, do I want to use the charge mechanic? No, right now I just want to show the Niagara projectile. And that's kind of it. And maybe launch it with the constant velocity, right? Launch the projectile with constant velocity. So, what I want to take from here? I should also clean that up a little bit. For example, I should put aim trace and this hit result and everything and calculation of the local velocity into one function. So I could just call it in my new ball. So let's do this. Calculate projectile local velocity. Let's clean that up a little bit. So it would mean that we are... Oh, no, it's okay. It's absolutely okay. We are taking all of that shit, putting it in here. We also need to add outputs because we want to output out local velocity, and it is a float. Let's get back into here. That's what we'll be returning, really. And we need elapsed seconds from charging our chute, right? So that's how are we doing this. Okay. Out, maybe we should call it out local forward velocity. Forward velocity. And we need to have, of course, here charge time, charge duration. It is also a float. And how are we doing it here? We're clamping this. Okay. We're clamping this between max value, etc. And this find look at rotation was hooked up to... it was hooked up to transform. It doesn't play a part in calculating local velocity, from what I see. Neither does aim trace, actually, from what I see. Yeah, so we actually don't need all of that shit. We just need that. Let's just use that. No, I don't want this to be blue function. I want this to be pure function. Which means I can just call it like this. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. And then I wanted to add it here. All of that stuff, I can just move it away. Let me see first that if I didn't mess up my whole goddamn game right now. That's why you should have repository, kids. No, it still works. I didn't mess it up. Okay. Another thing that I need to take into the account is that all of my arrows have different projectile movement, initial speed, max speed, shoot bounce, gravity scale, projectile velocity scale, lots of different variables in here. Okay, but I think it will suffice. Elapsed seconds. It is for charging. Okay, we'll put that as 1 for now. Just for the fuck of it. Let me quickly change my stuff in here. Now, our starting position, of course, should be from the muzzle. How do we get the muzzle? That's how we get the muzzle. And a little bit to the front. That is our muzzle position. Offset it a little bit so it doesn't, you know, clip through the weapon. That is our starting position. Our launch velocity. And here is the funny part. We probably projectile radius, I don't know, like 10 units. Visibility, actors to ignore, of course. Get owner. We don't want to interact with ourselves. And our launch velocity, it's not local space, so we need to go from local space to the world space. So let's call the function from here. It was called calculate projectile local velocity. Calculate projectile local velocity. Charge duration will be 1. And make vector. This is our vector, and now we want to do inverse transform location. Do I remember it correctly? No, it's transform location. We need to go from local space to the world space, and the local space that we had here was the local space of the... Oh, so we need a little bit more. We need to find a look at rotation. We need to find the whole thing here. So we need a couple of more functions. We need to create a couple of more functions here. Like, for example, maybe calculate projectile spawn transform. How about that? Because we need to get this transform in here. Let's do this. That one requires this and all of that. Aim trace. And it requires output, of course, and the output is a transform out projectile spawn transform. Let's do this. And like this and like this, and we will test it out in a second if we messed up something. Yeah, all of that just to properly show our predicted projectile path, but once we set it up, we won't have to get back to it ever again. At least I hope so. Yeah, this one is not needed, and that goes into play sound and location. It's also not needed right now. And let's see if I can just wait. Before I use it, I also want to transform it into pure function. I can, thank you. That way I can also change the way that the whole projectile spawn. And let's see if I messed up my game. I did! Yay! I completely destroyed it. And I wonder why. Yes, I didn't destroy the game. It's just I haven't hooked up my previous bow. Okay, let's do this. I can unhook all of that shit up. It works. Oh. I went a little bit too far, and I also need to get... I need to break transform here and just do this. It should still work out, right? It works exactly right. Yay! Okay. Now we cleaned up this whole accidentally. This whole thing right. I like it. And thanks to that, we'll be able to predict the path of us shooting ourselves from bow. Let's get back to the BT catapult. On each tick, we want to constantly establish what will be the path that we are using, right? So we want to calculate projectile spawn transform. Because we want to go from local velocity to world velocity, and that's our launch velocity. And it will print out path positions, and that's where if our Niagara is valid and if it is active, to jest Praga północ. If it is active, we will be printing out setting set vector array value. What was the name of our variable here? Projectile path positions. Can I just copy it? Thank you. I can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. I can do it, of course, for each loop. Alright, index, the body, and alright, element. I don't remember what it is size to fit. Was there like another Niagara set vector? Ah, I can just input array data. I don't have to use the for loop. So I will do that. I'm not an expert in Niagara, not at all. I'm not a tech artist. That is what we'll be using. We don't need this. We only need this. And it should be outputting our values. We should see the path. We should at least see the goddamn Niagara system. Let's play this motherfucker. We have it. It doesn't deactivate, but we have some laser going on in here. And I got a couple of things to tweak here. Because I'm adding projectile offset here. And maybe I don't need to add. Maybe I could just... Yeah, it's already taking projectile offset into the consideration, so maybe let's not do that. Maybe let's just use socket location. Will it be cool? Yeah, it is way better. But I don't know why it's not deactivating when I'm ending my aiming. Why it's not deactivating? It should have deactivated. And the other thing, oh, it should be constantly on. It's correct. Snap to target, keep the world scale, everything is correct. Yeah, everything is okay here, but I'm not sure why it's not deactivating. It is, but it just doesn't give a fuck. Is it because it lasts 5 seconds? Wait a minute. Let's debug this shit. The loop lasts 5 seconds. We'll see if it is timed exactly right. Not really. So that's not the reason why it stays even after I stopped aiming. Maybe I should put like a loop duration into 0.1 and let's see if that is correct. O nie, znowu jestem w dupie. Okay, it should be. I don't know why it's off, not off immediately. Something happened with the doors. Get away, you ugly. Okay, couple of things. Just a couple of things. I don't know why it doesn't turn off. That's the first thing. I could add variable b is aiming quickly and set it to true, and or maybe I should do this here. Set it to false. Yeah, because it should work regardless whether Niagara worked or not. Is aiming true, is aiming false, and we are only doing all of this shit if we're aiming. We should only display our aiming curve if we are actually aiming. We should not do any calculation beforehand. A little optimization so we don't calculate everything and then it turns out we don't have Niagara, right? I don't get why the activation doesn't turn off this stuff immediately. Let's go into Niagara. What do we have here? Advanced simulation, clear, pause. Can I just pause? Set pause to true. Can I just do this and then deactivate it? How this will work out? Ah, it will just leave it here. Okay, that's great. That's not what I was searching for. Why it doesn't deactivate? That's the question that I wanna. I can reset system after deactivation. That's also another thing that I could do. That's not what is happening. Okay, I'm suspecting that there is some wrong things here. Emitter state, spawn count, spawn time, beam emitter setup. Life cycle, emitter state. System decides the life cycle. Yes. Spawn count, spawn time. Rate. Lifetime of the particle is set to 5 seconds. That's what's happening here. Can I just link it to something? Link inputs, system. Or I can just maybe turn it into like 0.5. Something is messed up in here. It should probably be even less. Or maybe I should just kill particles. Is there like a way to do it? Oh yeah, this is seizure inducing. Let it be like the goddamn 5 seconds. And maybe I can just kill all of the particles from here. We're searching for something to kill all the particles that are already... I could just destroy this also. This is also an idea. Yeah? So let's just kill it. It will be working in a little bit different way. We'll be doing it like this. And when this happens, we'll be killing it. Destroy component. And auto-destroy, yes. And pulling method auto-release. That's the way we'll be doing it. We'll see if we will crash the engine. And the particles are still there! What the flying fuck? After I kill... Destroy component, it should be... Okay, fuck it. This is our projectile path. Okay, it is very far. And I think if we are about to launch ourselves in this space, somewhere far, we should be on a different level, like a way bigger level. This is what I will do in this hot second. Okay, let's change the level real quick. Recent level, new level. It can be open world, yeah. I just need my game mode, BP primary action game mode. Yep, I'm here. And then let's get back to here. And right now my strength of my catapult is super strong. So let's adjust that. Calculate projectile spawn transform. That's not exactly that. Calculate projectile local velocity. And we are using clamping, charge duration to velocity multiplier. And this is our curve that we are using. Let's see if the bug will appear again, that I will create my own curve, use it in that weapon, and it won't be red at all. Let's see, let's see. Because we will have a different charge velocity. Although... Wait a second. Let's test out the theory. Yes, it is showing it correctly. Yeah, so that's how I will be displaying where I will teleport to, really. It's not long enough from what I see, but I actually like the idea that maybe if you're aiming super far, you don't get to see exactly where are you aiming, but there's something messed up with our... There is something messed up. And I think I know what it is. It should be keyboard position. No, not keyboard position. Okay. Now it is correct. Yes, it was the issue of attachment. It's kind of like those VR laser pointers, right? Yeah, the particle is fucking up, but whatever. It is just a prototype. But I wonder why it's not longer. Huh. Okay. Whatever. Right now, we will attempt to shoot a projectile there. We already have shooting projectile in here, but should we change the... Should we add method for shooting projectile? Most probably. Let's think, let's think. Yeah, let's create a event or a function. What do we want to do here? Maybe event. I like events. So, and maybe let's place it somewhere close. Custom event and launch projectile. And it will be called in here. And it needs float, charge duration. And this event will be calling this. This will be going here and launch projectile. Thanks to that way, I'll be able to override this logic. Refresh nodes. Thank you. And that's how it should go. I hope I didn't break my game. I hope I didn't break my game. Let's see. Maybe let's bring back the previous regular bow. Okay, it works correct. So now let's hook up launching the projectile into our catapult bow. We're doing this, we're doing this. Where are our inputs at? Here they are. And when we're triggering, this stuff, let's use our custom event that we call launch projectile. And what duration did we use here for prediction? 0.01. Let's use the same. Let's see if we are actually shooting. Oh no! Our predicted path doesn't match. Doesn't match. Shit. Okay, so we got this error to fix. It is ending way sooner. Let's see why it could be. Here we are predicting stuff. By trace channel visibility, we have our projectile radius. This is our launch velocity, and predict the arc of a virtual projectile affected by gravity. Okay. And our right now projectile is bouncy arrow. Let's see what bouncy arrow has to say to us about its movement. It's constantly playing the same beats. Can it play something that... Yeah. Set velocity in local space. That one is correct, but... Let's get back to our bouncy arrow. Initial velocity in local space, of course. It has 1 for gravity scale. Oh my god. Oh my motherfucking god. It sucks. It looks like, even though I have the exact same launch velocity for projectile prediction as I have for my actual projectile being launched, projectile lands on the ground way sooner than the actual predicted path tells me to. Which kinda sucks, because it was supposed to be used to aim where I, as a player, will land after I shoot myself from that. So that freaking sucks. Is it because the offset? Because I don't use the offset in here? Let's see. If it is that, then ain't no problem. No, the offset actually makes it even a bigger error. It is kind of like, first of all, to the right a little bit. And it ends a little bit earlier than I would hope so. Yeah, but it is true that the first starting position I have from muzzle, not from the where the actually projectile is being launched from. But why it is a little bit to the left? That's some weird stuff. Is it because of some rotation shenanigans? Not really. Find look at rotation between my aim trace. If it was blocking hit, either use trace and or location. I need a small break before I go crazy. So I'll be back in a second. I need a small break for toilet, getting something to drink, etc. So I'll be back in a hot second. See you in a minute. I'm back. And let's go in here. Okay, So I decided that I will fix that bug later. Let's implement our projectile that will be actually our own goddamn self. So the way I envision it is, let's turn on the paint here, that we'll be shooting this projectile. But this projectile, first of all, will have a mesh of our own self. The camera will be following ourselves. And here we will be teleporting actually our character and getting back to our old first-person camera. So first person here, FPP here, right, with our arms. We are launching projectile that has our skeletal mesh with it. It will be stupid as fuck, but that's how it's supposed to be. With the third-person camera following this. And once we land, hit the ground, it will quickly teleport our actual actor from here to here, with the camera blending in once again to first-person camera. I never did something stupid as this, so it will be fun. Alright, let's do this shit. First of all, let's get back to our blueprints with arrows. Let's create another blueprint from the bow projectile. Okay, I completely forgot what's the name of the base. Arrow projectile base, of course. BP arrow projectile base, yes. And it will be called BP. How to call it? Teleport arrow. The thing is, we will be hiding it. It's visible. No, sorry. Visible. Off. It's also off. Visible. Let's make sure that it is also hidden in game. And that this is hidden in game as well. Now, I wonder if we have skeletal mesh, the many character in here, or would I have to like download it or something? Do we have many? We don't have mannequin? No! We don't have TPP mannequin? Fuck! We only have this. And it is so squished because of scale operations on this. Ah, shit. Okay, is there a way to bring back Manny without destroying anything? Unreal Engine, let me search for that. Unreal Engine. Let me search it so you can see how am I searching for it. Oh my god, there is so much work to do. Wait. You just need to add the feature to your project. Content browser, add. Oh, thank God. Yes, I just need a mesh, but let's go with what you're saying, dude. Content browser, add feature content, starter content. No, third person. Will this fuck up my whole project? Please don't. No, it's in its own project. Thank fucking Lord. Okay, so now I can just use mannequin. It will be stupid as fuck. That's what we'll be shooting. And in order to orient it correctly, it needs to be, first of all, down in z-axis, rotated along y-axis, like this, or maybe. Could you show me this once again? Visible, so I could align it. Oh my god, this is so stupid. No, 0. Mm-hmm. 0 as well. Mm-hmm. Oh my fucking god. Maybe half a scale? Yeah. And let's rotate it along z-axis. No, not z-axis. What the? Okay, wait a second. Oh my god. Okay, and now, yes, I want to rotate it. Okay, what the fuck? Let's put it as 0, 0 and rotate it like this first of all, and now rotate it like this. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted. 90 minus 0 and minus 90. Exactly. This is our projectile, and I don't want this to have. Don't do any. No anim class. Don't animate anything yet, at least. No collision. Exactly. This is my stupid projectile. And yeah. Let's shoot ourselves. The stupid thing is that I haven't figured out yet in Blueprint. When I'm spouting actor like this and then I want to kinda set a reference, save a reference to it, I cannot use variables in here. So that's kinda stupid. Because then all of those references are breaking. So that is really freaking stupid. Can I like maybe fix it in some way to make it work a little bit better? I could always use find projectile movement, but I don't like that. I got a way. I could always cast it. Cast to BP Y bouncy arrow. I wanted to cast it into regular arrow. Mm-hmm. Okay, and now let's turn promote to variable projectile class. Can I work it like this? Please let it work like this. BP bouncy arrow. And so now I can go just in here, in my class defaults, and change it into BP teleport arrow. Please let it work. Nothing happens. Nothing gets shut out. Why? Class unknown. I knew it. I fucking knew it. He will have a problem like this. But I don't know why. I'll be honest. I don't know why. I have some problem in this project where I overwrite some variables in child component and they are just not being read. And I haven't figured out why. Yeah, I have some problem in here. Maybe if on begin play I set projectile class, and here I will use BP teleport arrow. Let's do it like this. Do you know now? Yes, now you know. What the flying fuck? Oh my god, and this guy is just laying there. It is so stupid. I love this. Okay, now let's make camera that follows that guy around. Oh my god, it's stupid, but I love it. Okay, my arrow base, does it have even hit? Yes, it does. I want to call all of this, of course. Maybe right now let's figure out the teleportation. Cosmetic, VFX, SFX. Let's create an even on target hit confirmed. Can I just, event hit? Can I just override this? Event hit? I can. Can I call the parent function? Yes, I can. So everything should work as it did, right? Yep. And now I can also do additional stuff. First of all, there's one thing. Variable. Player. Owner. And it will be BP, our guy, which is first person character object reference. Yes, this is our player owner. And when we shoot our projectile, launch projectile. I also need to change. Oh, okay, because I kind of also want to have the reference to this. Maybe I could have another custom event count, on projectile launched. VP arrow projectile base class reference. Yeah, sure. Just compile the shit out of it. Here we need an input to our projectile. So VP arrow. This time it is an object reference. Launched projectile. Ain't that shit. And between place sound and location. Before that, I'm gonna call on projectile launched and what the flying fuck? BP arrow projectile, what are you? You're just an actor? Okay, use this. Refresh note. Nothing really happens here, but it will be happening here because event on projectile launch cast to BP teleport arrow. First of all, that's what I want to know. And I need to have a function here that will set my owner or an event. Custom event set player owner. And of course, VP first person character object reference projectile owner. And the thing is, that's where we will be doing it like this. What is going on? I clicked the wrong class, of course. BP first person character, that's what I have in mind. I'll be setting this owner because when we'll be hitting something, check if I, of course, have this owner. And if I do have this owner, teleport it to my hit location. Teleport. Hit location. What rotation do I want to have? I'm not sure really. Yeah, it can be 0, 0, whatever. Or it should be already the one that I am looking at. Get camera world rotation. Yeah, just set it up this way. And just teleport the guy there. And it will be working funny. Where do we have an error? Yeah, we're good. And it stopped spawning. Why the fuck did it stop spawning? Ah, yes, because of me being an idiot. And we didn't teleport at all. Why? Because I don't know. Where am I? What am I? Ah, yes, we need to set project style owner. How the fuck did I set player owner? Get owner. And it's converted to pure cast. And we still haven't teleported. And I wonder fucking why. Let's see if we even trigger this hit. We do. And then we do say teleport. So why doesn't it teleport, my guy? I wanted to teleport there. Oh, this is so stupid. First of all, lifetime of this projectile. After it teleported itself, it should set lifespan to like 0.1. It should die immediately. That's the first thing. Second, print me if you try to successfully teleport shit. I would love to have the reason for not teleporting here, but whatever. It didn't teleport me at all, of course. But is it dying immediately? Yes. Because I also want to have another layer of logic that will not let me launch my projectile if my previous haven't died. So not only I want to set the player owner, I also want to promote the variable current teleport arrow. I want to save it. And I'm not allowed to shoot if this is still alive. I can only shoot new teleport target if my previous one had died. Only if it's not valid. So and now to figure out why I'm not really teleporting. Maybe I should just break vector. This is my hit location, right? Maybe I should just, you know, make vector. Maybe I should just up it in the z-axis a little bit. Plus, I don't know, maybe like 50 centimeters, because maybe it just tries to spawn it inside of the collision of the landscape. Nope. It just doesn't want to teleport it. And it's a C++ code, so my project right now doesn't have C++, so I don't know what's going on. So I have to go set transform, set actor transform, right? Split struct. And let's add this here. Let's see if that will work out. It does! I don't know why teleport didn't work. Oh my god, what is fucking happening with my Niagara? Why is it constantly pointing into one direction? That's a nice bug. Once again, something messed up with my trailing Niagara. But at least this works out. Now for the fucked up part. Because this wasn't the fucked up part yet. We'll be adding camera component to this shit. That's right. And we'll be following this guy. Can I set the target for it? There was something like target or whatever. I haven't set up third-person camera for such a long time. There's like film things. I think there was something that I could, but it might have been in the cinematic camera that I could have set up the target and let it, you know, constantly follow the target, but whatever. We will make it. Freaking funny. That's how we'll be following this guy. Yeah, and let's do the simple thing of I have my actor owner, right? And right after I set him, I can just change the camera, right? I should have been able to set camera, set active to false, and I think I should have this camera set active to true. Is that how it's supposed to go? Do I remember it correctly? I don't think so. I don't remember how do you set a new camera in Unreal. It's been so long since I worked with third-person cameras and blends, etc. Set view target with blend. Oh my god, something is weird is happening here. Ah, player controller. Get player controller. Get owning. That's not the way. Get controller. How do you get controller from here? Get because this is a pawn, right? Yeah. Controller. Cast to BP, first person play controller. Yeah, I can do it like this. And then this. 1 second. Is this the right way? Yep. Oh my god, this is so freaking funny. Woo! Look at me go. Oh, this is so stupid. Barabash, why are you not here? You would so much appreciate this shit. Okay, let's fix it a little bit. Let's do it like this. Oh, it's way... You don't even know what the hell is going on. We can do it cubic. No, way too fast. Woo! Oh my god, this is so stupid. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's see this. Let's shoot ourselves from here. Whee! Oh my god, that's so freaking stupid. I love it. Whee! Oh my god. And you can even shoot yourself at such small distance. This is a nice mechanic. It's buggy as fuck. My Niagara doesn't work at all. I don't know why. It stopped working. But it is something to debug. But right now, I love that simple fact. Let's shoot ourselves! Whee! Oh my god, this is so fucking stupid. I love that. That's what I should call hard shot. Ooh. And... Whew. Great, great, great. Now let's also do the blend back to the first person camera before we set lifespan to 0.01. I want to do the same thing. Get controller, cast it to this shit. Blah 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 blah. If the cast is correct, new view target actually should be this. And I don't think I need to deactivate or activate these cameras, right? I think. I don't think you need this code. I think the blend code works on its own, right? Whoa, this simple blend gives so much. Oh my god, this is so fucking stupid. But I'll be honest, I'm having fun just, you know, moving around in the world like this. Whee! Oh my god, this is the best fucking type of shoot I created in this game. Whee! I dedicate this shot to all the people that wanted to always fly in the air. That's how Tao Pai Pai from Dragon Ball had to feel like. It is so freaking stupid. I love that. This is our new mode of transportation around the big level. If you are, you know, doing some puzzle in here by shooting arrows and you need to go over there, you just go whee! This is so ridiculous, so fucking stupid. I so much love it. I love it. I could just play with it all day. Whee! I should add sound to it of going through the air. Can I synthesize it real quick? I think I can. Whee! To make it even more cartoony. Yeah, let me quickly do it. Oh my freaking god. Cosmetics, projectiles. Let's do the meta sounds. Where was the audio? Yeah. Meta sound. Arrow height indication. Right, so we will have the on. Let's change it into trigger called on landing. That will be our stop. Because we need that, we need, of course, AD envelope. What the flying? AD envelope float, of course. That's what will happen here. We will, of course, be having a mono mixer. Yeah, exactly. This is our thing. Actually, I don't want 80 envelope. What kind of envelope I want to have, actually? I want ADSR, I think. Mm-hmm. And I want my sustain level to be 1. And I will explain ADSR in a second. And I fucked up. I wanted to have float. Yes, and my sustain level 1. Just in a second I will explain what I did. Let me just quickly play around with it. Release will be super quick. Or should I say release time should be super quick. Not the value. Not here, but on done. This is our envelope. And I just want to have noise. Noise! Going in here. And it should sound like nothing. Because I haven't hooked up anything here. Attack time I want to be 0.1. And I want to filter that noise. I'll explain what I did in a second. I'm always forgetting which filter I was using to do this stuff. God damn. Always forgetting that. Was it this? It might have been. And let's create the input by the name of height, whatever for now. Map range float. And here you will go from, I don't know, 0 to, yeah. This is your input signal in range from 0 to 1000, out range from 300 to 8000. Let's put it as our frequency. That's not the filter that I wanted. What the hell? What was the filter that I wanted? I'm always forgetting that shit. Bandpass, that's what I wanted. Yes, of course. That's exactly what I wanted. Bicquad. Yeah, so what is ADSR and what I did here? Let's take a quick look into the paint. Let's clean up everything for a second. First of all, what is ADSR? ADSR is a specific curve that is being used in audio that goes like this, this, I could have planned my drawing better. This, 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 and this. Each part of this curve is named after something. Attack, which describes how fast the signal rises in strength, how fast and what is the maximal strength, right? Then there's decay, which means after rising to the maximum, does it decay a little bit in strength? And if it does, how much time does it take to decay? Then there is sustain, this is the level that will be sustained as long as we are still pressing the keyboard button, for example, or as our trigger signal is still being pressed on. This is the sustained level, and this will be going on as long as we still hit this, we still hold the key. Once we release the key or a trigger, it goes into release, which this curve describes going from sustain level towards zero level of the signal, right? So what I did here and how I'm intending to use it, when I'm shooting my guy in the air, I will constantly be gaining altitude in this part of my projectile curve, right? Here's me with my bow shooting myself out of the bow and landing here, right? I'm raising in altitude in that part of trajectory and hitting the ground in that part of trajectory. I want to give this the feedback that whenever I'm rising, the noise that we are hearing is constantly giving the feeling of I'm getting higher, higher, higher. And once I'm starting the second half of trajectory, which means my altitude will be constantly lowering, I want my filter to constantly change the frequency, so you will have the feeling of getting lower and lower and lower in altitude. And I achieved it by filtering the noise with the noise, which could be represented if we were to draw it once again. And this is the frequency spectrum, this is the amplitude of the signal. Noise is something like this, right? Constantly, popping off in the lower frequency, higher frequency, etc., etc. I'm applying a bandpass filter, which, let me change the color, not of this, of this, thank you. Which means only this part of the whole frequency spectrum will be heard. And if I'm gaining altitude, I'm moving this filter towards the higher end of the frequency spectrum, right? If my altitude is getting lower, I'm moving my filter towards the lower end of the spectrum. That's basically the idea of how to give the feedback of gaining and lowering altitude. Now to hook it up. This will be the high altitude, and we're lowering, lowering, lowering until we hit the landing. Now to hook it all up to my teleport arrow. We need tick. We absolutely need tick. And we need meta sound as a component. And it will be 2D. Can I make it 2D in here? No, but I think... No, I can. I remember that I could. There's auto activate, which is exactly what I want, but there was a way to make it 2D. It is mono. Okay, we'll see how it will work out. Maybe I need begin play. Maybe I need to set spot allow specialization as false. It is a 2D freaking sound. We do not attenuate it. Is there like a 2D? No, it should be just that. Okay, and on tick, event tick, let me think about the logic a little bit of this. How to calculate this height? Do I calculate it from the moment I was spawned? Or do I calculate it, just take the Z? I don't know where I will be in the level, what will be my Z. So I should take the starting point of this. So I should get my player owner. He doesn't move really until I teleport him. So I can just get the player owner. Yeah, I can just get the player owner and get actor location. Yes. Split that. Or actually just set it variable starting out location. And I could constantly just trace down from myself. So no. How do I want to approach it? Line trace by visibility? Yeah. Line trace by channel. Channel is visibility. My start is this, or get actor location. And the end of it is constantly tracing down. So it will be this plus minus Z. So minus, I don't know, 1,000, 100,000. Yeah, this will be our end. Visibility. Actors to ignore, of course. Ignore myself. Yeah. Break. Sorry. If we hit anything, which we should, let's break the hit result. Oh my god. Maybe I can just get location. No, I have to break it. Right? Yeah. It is so fucking big. Sorry. It is so motherfucking big. Let's take this. Let's take our starting location. Let's calculate distance. Yeah, just distance between this and that. And let's set float parameter, and the name of that was height. Maybe I should change it to altitude. Altitude. Altitude, and that's your distance. That's what you should be aiming for. And how did you trigger the, I always forget how do you trigger the variable for, how do you trigger the trigger in meta sounds? I always forget, but I know that I did something like this already. Or did I? Where did I have this shit? Find references by name. Start bow charge. Set float parameter. Play. Set timer by event. Okay, that's how I was doing it. I don't remember how to trigger this shit. But let's figure this out. Because what I want to do is before I'm ending my lifespan, I want to trigger even before I do everything, all of that. I want to turn off that sound by triggering the trigger. So I could have a nice curve going on. And now execute trigger parameter. Yes, that's how you did it. And on landing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're far too kind. Oh my god. Now let's see if we will have the sound. Whoa. It is, but not in the way that I wanted it to. It's constantly the same. Let me print this value of altitude. Maybe I need to tweak the values of the actual what is the clamp there? I can easily go for 50,000. Yes, I need to clamp that shit better. Input. Yes. That's the way to go, right? That's not the play that I wanted. What the flying fuck? It should be like... Okay. Yes, of course, because I also need to not only clamp it here, but here. Now it will work. Maybe 30,000 would be enough. But I don't get it why it doesn't starts to fall over. But okay. I could go for 2500 here. And I think I should, instead of going with the start location, I'm not using start location actually. Huh, that's not needed then. Yeah, I should do it between this, and that's the way it would work out. And I also did it wrong. Yeah, now I get what mistake I did. Break. I'm only interested in the z vector. Fucking z vector. Break. Subtract one from the other.